The Honest Woodcutter. Once upon a time, in a small village near a beautiful forest, there lived a kind woodcutter named Ravi. Every morning he would wake up early, pick up his old iron axe, and walk into the forest to cut wood. He would then carry the wood to the nearby market and sell it to buy food for his family. Ravi was a hard-working man, but he was very poor. His clothes were old and patched, and his iron axe was his most precious possession because it helped him earn his daily bread. One sunny morning, Ravi was working near a fast-flowing river that ran through the forest. He was chopping wood from a big tree when suddenly, splash! His axe slipped from his hands and fell into the deep, rushing water. "Oh no!" cried Ravi as he watched his precious axe disappear into the river. He looked into the water, but it was too deep and flowing too fast for him to see the bottom. Ravi tried everything he could think of. He used a long stick to poke around in the water. He walked up and down the riverbank, hoping to spot his axe, but it was no use. His axe was gone forever. Poor Ravi sat down on the riverbank and began to cry. "What will I do now?" he sobbed. "Without my axe, I cannot cut wood. Without wood, I cannot earn money. How will I feed my family?" His tears fell into the river as he thought about his troubles. The axe was the only tool he had, and he had no money to buy a new one. Suddenly, the water in the river began to sparkle and shimmer. Up from the depths rose a magnificent figure. It was the river god. He had a long, flowing beard made of water, and his clothes sparkled like the river itself. "Why are you crying, my good man?" asked the river god, in a voice that sounded like flowing water. Ravi wiped his tears and told the river god his sad story. "I dropped my iron axe in your river, sir. It was my only tool, and now I cannot work to feed my family." The river god listened carefully. He could see that Ravi was an honest, hard-working man who deserved help. "Don't worry," said the river god kindly. "I will help you find your axe." The river god dove back into the water and disappeared. A few moments later, he emerged holding a beautiful golden axe that gleamed and sparkled in the sunlight. "Is this your axe?" asked the river god. Ravi's eyes grew wide at the sight of the magnificent golden axe. It was the most beautiful thing he had ever seen. If he said yes, he would be rich forever. But Ravi was an honest man. "No, sir," said Ravi, shaking his head. "That beautiful golden axe is not mine. My axe was made of plain old iron." The river god smiled at Ravi's honesty and dove back into the water. This time, he came up with a gleaming silver axe that shone like the moon. "Is this your axe, then?" asked the river god. Again, Ravi was amazed by the beautiful axe. The silver axe was so shiny and precious. But once again, he told the truth. "No, sir," said Ravi firmly. "That lovely silver axe is not mine either. My axe was just a simple iron one, old and worn, but it did good work. The river god was very impressed with Ravi's honesty. He dove into the water one more time and came back with a plain iron axe, old, worn, but sturdy. "Is this your axe?" asked the river god. Ravi's face lit up with joy. "Yes, yes, that's my axe," he exclaimed happily. "Thank you so much for finding it." The river god was so pleased with Ravi's honesty that he had a special surprise for him. "Ravi," said the river god, "because you were truthful and honest, even when you could have become rich by lying, I want to give you a reward." The river god handed Ravi not only his own iron axe, but also the golden axe and the silver axe. "These are yours to keep," said the river god. "Your honesty has earned you this reward. Always remember that being truthful is more valuable than any treasure." Ravi could hardly believe his good fortune. He thanked the river god many times before the magical figure disappeared back into the water with a smile. From that day forward, Ravi and his family never had to worry about money again. He sold the golden and silver axes and used the money to buy a comfortable house and start a small business. But he kept his old iron axe as a reminder of the day when his honesty brought him such wonderful rewards. Ravi lived happily ever after, and he always taught his children and grandchildren the important lesson he had learned by the river. Honesty is always the best choice. When we tell the truth, even when it might be difficult, or when lying seems easier, good things come to those who are honest and truthful. Just like Ravi, when we are honest in our daily lives with our parents, teachers, and friends, we build trust and respect that is worth more than any treasure.